Guys, please stop believing this nonsense. I think 6 of us have read the script. No one knows anything about Batman 2. So we're already putting the kibosh on that. Now, what's interesting though, and I will say this. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Batman part. That's right. The Batman. Well, you can call it the Batman because it is Robert Pattinson. Batman Part 2. Well, first off, it's been now released in the trades that the Batman Part 2 is going to be filming springtime. Is that what it is? They said springtime of next year. So, I mean, that makes sense because it's coming out in 2027. It gives a lot of time for Robert Pattinson to do what he's doing. It gives a lot of time for them to do pre-production and everything. I mean, I still have people that say that that this movie is not going to happen. They keep on saying that. They keep on claiming that this movie is not going to happen. But this movie is definitely going to happen. So weird how people just still think that James Gunn has a vendetta to get rid of Matt Reeves. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, he's jealous of Matt Reeves. Always, it's like, good God. Can you guys just stop it with all this stuff? Stop projecting, things into the people you hate. Like, you don't know these people. Stop trying to think that you do know these people. That's what's so funny about that. It's like, I don't know. The obsession that people have over directors is so weird. It's so goddamn weird. Like, the obsession, and they're addicted to just slamming these directors. I will never understand it. I'll never understand it, but hey. It was released today, too. Robin will reportedly appear in The Batman 2. The sequel is said to be a big swing from Matt Reeves and Mattson Tomlin, and just as dark as the original. And then you look at the source. Oh, fuck me, no. The guy who likes to really glaze himself up like he's some kind of stud, that guy, the guy who still uses a profile picture for his Twitter account from like 20 years ago, and he's aged like 40 years since, that guy, the guy who decided to use Twitter as his personal, hey, slip in my DMs, ladies, I'm single. Yeah, we understand why you're single. That guy. And I saw it, and anytime I see the source, I go, I can't. That guy is... And the guy, I'm not saying I'm not one of those people that says, oh yeah, he gets everything wrong. No, he gets things right. Not every scooper gets everything 100% right. Nobody is batting 1,000 in the scooper game, okay? And I would say when it comes to DCU stuff, Mr. Insnyder right here would get sent that back to the minors, okay? He has a low batting average, okay? James Gunn's be like, no, you guys send him back to the minors. Dude's fucking, batting 125. We have Jimmy Guns right here that decides to chime in on this is when I love it, when he chimes in on things. And somebody sent this to him on Threads. Obviously, that whole thing, saying it's dark, and he goes, guys, please stop believing this nonsense. I think 6 of us have read the script. No one knows anything about Batman 2. So we're already putting the kibosh on that. Now, what's interesting though, and I will say this, words were chosen when it came to James Gunn right there. He didn't say yes, he said it was nonsense, but he just flat out was like, hey, just don't believe anything. Nobody knows anything. Don't believe anything. I mean, there is still a chance. And this is where sometimes the thing, when James Gunn responds, that it could backfire, because what if Robin ends up being, or like a Dick Grayson ends up being in the Batman Part 2, then all of a sudden people are going, see, he's lying again. And I'm like, well, but he said, just stop believing that only 6 people, nobody knows, there's only 6 people, blah, blah, blah. So it's not like he just flat out said, wrong. So Jimmy Gunn's, in response to the Batman stuff, and to the fact that the DCU is going to have a Batman, and then Matt Reeves in the Elseworlds is going to have a Batman as well. And everybody always talks about, why would you have 2 Batman? Why would there be 2 Batmen when it comes to all this? Because, people have said that many times, and this is hilarious. I actually give props Two Jimmy Guns right here for this response. What is the point of Reeves making another Batman movie if it's not part of your DC universe? We don't need two different Batman movies to confuse fans. Jimmy Gunn says, you don't seem to be confused. Ha! But then, of course, you could go, well, the general audience. Sure. Fans, actual fans of all this shit, they're not confused. He's got a point. Us fans, people who are more in the know, yes, the general audience could be confused, who are not big-time fans like us. I'm a big Batman fan. I'm not confused. A lot of you guys out there, same thing. You're not confused. There's no confusion at all when it comes to we have a Batman in his own world that is under the DC Elseworlds title, which is going to have its own opening, which I can't wait to see. And then you have the DCU, the main timeline right here, that's also going to have a different Batman. And I can understand that. That's going to be interacting with Superman, with Wonder Woman, with all the DC Universe characters. But yes, I get it. The general audience maybe can be confused. Sure. James Gunn knows how to feed the fans what they want. But James Gunn needs to learn how to feed the general audience also. But then at the same time, being a fan of all this shit and knowing like, oh, that I'm going to be there day one with everything, I'm like, fuck the general audience. I want, feed me the shit that, the deep cuts and all this shit. I don't know. It's such a crazy balance. We're pretty much at that level right now with Marvel and DC.